And if you're listening to the audio, you didn't just see our fabulous faces honoring Mother Marina Summers. And Pia Wurtzbach, for that matter, actually. But
ooh, we got 2 from except for me. Hold on.
there you go, David. Yes. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Hello, Davaz. It's been a minute since I've been able to say that, and so I'm going to take all of the time I can to say that. So, hello, and welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay, and today I was inspired by someone here on this panel, specifically Lana, because I am drinking Sprite with green tea.
That's a thing?
Oh
boy,
God.
is it a thing, David? Oh, it's so good.
Okay, David, I have not had that before until recently. And I saw it on like a TikTok or something. I don't remember where I saw it. But you take a Sprite, you get you a tea bag, iced. Well, for me, it was iced tea. And you put the iced tea bag. Well, I poured it in a cup because trying to get that iced tea bag out of the Sprite bottle, messy. But
I had no problems with it.
Especially if you got a big bag. If you got a small tea bag, sure. But
mine was
big
smaller,
tea bag, yeah. But put it in a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Let that tea bag stew.
Let that sink in.
Sprite. Let that sink in. When I tell you it's a revolution, put a little lemon juice in there or lemon. Oh.
See, I thought it was like you bought it like that.
Oh, no. You have to make it. You have to make it.
But mine is
too much work.
Understand. Mine is Sprite with a fabulous Asian pear green tea that I have. Ooh. So it's like gorgeous pear Sprite. Loving it. And I haven't been able to say this in a few weeks, but I'm sending Cheryl home. She's had a couple of weeks off.
Word.
This time I'm sending Cheryl home for real.
Word.
That's all.
Well, hello, and hi. I am Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. And guess what? I am drinking tea because I am not feeling the best, but I'm trying to get back better. So I'm drinking some tea right now. And yeah, that's what it is. But
what are you drinking it out of?
I'm drinking it out of my sister's mug that she bought me for Christmas.
Sister mug.
It's my sister mug. My L mug. It's my L mug because I'm Lana. And yeah. But if I was drinking it and I wanted something a little smaller, that's bigger, I would probably be drinking out of my cup mug. Panel full of cup mug. Panel full of cup mug. Beer.
You know what? I am gonna drink my Sprite and green tea out of my cup mug today.
Word.
It's clean, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Period.
And where could you get these gorgeous, fabulous, lovely mugs, Lana?
Well, you could get them at lanagcreations.etsy.com, where we do ship domestically here in the U.S. for sure. And internationally, I don't know anymore.
Who knows?
Only time will tell. So just keep watching these videos to find out when I tell you there are no excuses. Because as of right now, there are little excuses. There are a few excuses. But in the U.S., there are no excuses. North America, there's no excuses. So I'm looking at you. So the world part of this, UK, we'll see. But America, the U.S., no excuses. Get your cup merch, the cup mug, or any of our other cup products. I'm working on the shipping thing. I promise.
Well, I'm David Healy, a.k.a. Black Hat Guy. Just for you two.
David! If you know, go subscribe to the Cup TV. Thank you.
I don't have a cute intro other than that, but I do have a cute shirt. I wanted to wear this last week, but I wasn't able to make it. It would have been more fitting last week, but oh well, who cares? I'm wearing my Conda shirt. Woo! Come on, Hannah.
Her.
Come on, Hannah.
Getting her first win.
Right? No, I'm drinking some water.
Water.
Purr.
And if I run out of this, then I will be drinking water.
Oh, I was waiting. I'm shocked that you have more water.
You know?
Pretends to be shocked. Well, we are back. We are back with episode 5 of UK versus. I'm finally back on UK versus the world, and I'm very happy about that.
It's great to have everybody back for UK versus the world. I feel like I missed everybody.
I missed us.
I missed us.
And we also love everybody else on our podcast. Let's make that very, very clear.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about episode 5. It is a Rusical kind of girl group kind of extravaganza. Kind of. Sort of. Potentially. Before we dive into all of that, make sure to subscribe if you're ready, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We got a bunch of lovely drag things on the horizon, and we've got a couple series now on their way out. So there is going to be a little bit less content here for the moment, but we're excited to start up Solo La Mas here in a couple of weeks. Very, very excited about that. So stay tuned for that content as well. And we've got 2 other channels as well with almost all things reality TV and almost all things Eurovision Song Contest. So make sure to go check those out as well. And if you want to become a member and join the tea room, make sure to hit the join button on this video. I hate you. I hate you. Hit the join button here or go to Patreon. Same content, different platform. That link will be down in the description. I do also love that the 2 weeks that I decided to miss of UK versus the world are the 2 weeks where my favorite has won. And that was kind of my point. I'm not going to take my moment, but I'm so thrilled that Tia has 2 wins now. That's the main thing coming out of that. But we also come back into the workroom and Kata is gone. And I have to say, Miss Kofi, I'm disappointed in you. I get it for the game that is this season, but I was fundamentally disappointed in the robbery of Kata Minaj. And David, I don't know if you probably agree.
I mean, I definitely agree that it was robbery, but I mean, I don't even really respect it for the game because, like, who's benefiting here? Like, really nobody. Like, you're already doing well, Tia. You didn't need to do that. Gothy made it pretty clear that she was okay with leaving. So I just like it was lose for everybody. So I didn't like that decision.
Makes sense. But she's gone.
You know what? And I have a theory of why she's gone.
Oh?
It's because they're like, wait, Kata is going to have to show a glow-up look? How's she going to do that? How is she going to do that?
Well, we said the same thing about Marina.
True.
Like, how's she going to glow up from perfection? How you going to glow up from already being great?
I knew if it was possible, and then I said, I literally was like, what look is Marina going to do?
Right.
We'll talk about it.
I mean, but still, I'm like, she blew up, absolutely. But to glow up from great to greatness, like what? Because that first look, I was like, that's pretty darn good. And I remember that look. I watched that look. Check that out. It's coming out to join exclusively on my to the tea room to see my reaction to that. But I thought that look was amazing in itself. And then she just blew up from that amazing look to this even more amazing look. Like, girl, the glow up. But yeah, how could Kata glow up from apparently greatness already to even more greatness?
Actually, the look that she redid was one of my lesser favorites of Kata from Holland, I have to be honest. So I'm kind of it's a great look, but it's still a little understated given, you know, what Kata presented on Holland season 2. And the glow up look is gorgeous. I just have to go ahead and say that.
See, I think it's pretty lateral. I thought the original was really good, and I think this is like on par with it, not better or worse.
And she literally said in her Instagram post, my original look actually doesn't need a redemption, but I liked the theme so much that I did it. You know who did have a glow up on her glow up look? Arancha Castilla Mancha.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is really good. Go follow them on Instagram. Go support them. Please. Thank you. But we find out that Hannah would have sent Gothy home. To nobody's surprise, really.
Correct.
And Hannah is just kind of like, girl, I need you to get it now. Like, it was tough love for Miss Hannah Conda, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
Yeah, but Gothy seemed kind of have like hurt feelings over it. And I'm like, that's a good friend. Like, you need more friends like that. Maybe you wouldn't be in this position if you had people giving you tough love. If you had people that you could practice a snatch game in front of who would tell you, you're not doing it right. You're not letting loose. So, I mean, I really respected Hannah for how she came at it because it did not seem mean-spirited. It just seemed like a really good friend. So I hope Gothy sees it that way now.
Gothy needed to. Haven't used
Sharon!
No, we're not.
One of the most
TV
uncomfortable
right now,
moments ever on Drag Race for me.
Yeah. So bad. But that's that. We come back into the workroom the next day. RuPaul walks in looking like a college musical theater professor. That's the vibe I got. It was turtleneck for me. I was just like, that's the vibe you're giving today on this occasion. And we get a mini challenge, and it's the reading challenge. And I didn't think it was half bad. Wasn't bad at all. And I have to say, Miss Gothy Kendoll gave me my favorite of the reads. I have to be honest. When she goes, Tia Coffee, the question remains.
Oh, no.
We missed that. Can you say that again?
Say that again. Mm-hmm.
Am I good now?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. When Gothy said, Tia Coffee, the question remains neither.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite read.
Oh.
Coupled with Hannah Conda saying, Marina Summers, maybe one day grow a mouth for those teeth.
That was good.
That was really good.
I will say, and this is going to like obviously be controversial here. I felt like they were being super nice to Gothy in this reading challenge. I was like, everybody planned, like, we're going to laugh. We're going to be nice to our good sister here. Her reads were fine. I don't think they merited the laughter that they got. And they showed the most reads from Gothy. So I'm like, oh, I know how this works. I've watched every Drag Race season. The person who they show the most reads from is the winner of the reading challenge. They're giving Gothy this win? No.
See, I would have been fine with that for draft purposes.
Fair.
It would have been nice, extra half point on the way out, but no.
I had a favorite person, and it was actually Marina. I thought Marina was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember a specific read, but I remember she made me laugh the most. They only showed 2, but both of them hit.
Yeah. Lana, what about you?
It was fine. They made me laugh. Some of them did. I thought it was funny. It was funnier than the one I saw earlier this week. So I am okay with that. I thought Tia was the funniest one because Tia has such a dry sense of humor that it's kind of just like, it's always that.
Tia and her jokes.
Tia is always like that. It's this very dry but goofy kind of sense of humor that I can appreciate. So yeah, I thought she was funny.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting her jokes. Like, I was like, what?
It's not for everybody. If you have a dry sense of humor, that sort of humor is not going to get everybody. It's either you like it or you don't. It's no in between with her brand of humor for me. Because sometimes her jokes land really good, and I'm like, ha, because I get it. That's my sense of humor. But if that ain't your tea or coffee, yeah, you ain't gonna like it.
I mean, it was just the specific jokes, like the punchline I did not get. It wasn't the delivery or the dryness. It was just the specific jokes. They did not make sense to me. But I wasn't mad about her getting the win because everybody else seemed to enjoy them.
Mm-hmm. So we are back, and as you can see, a little different here. Logan was having some technical issues, so had to go and get that straightened out. But as the soldiers and the good people that we are, David and I are going to continue on and continue with this podcast. So shout out to Logan. You'll get it done. I'm sure you go take care of the computer and you'll be back. But we just gonna keep going. So we just talked about the mini challenge in tier 1. And so then Rue introduces the maxi challenge for the week, which we find out is a Rusical called 7, The Confessions of a Drag Queen, which is based off of the musical 6. And so it's like a Rusical Broadway girl group challenge all mixed up in one, because that's really what 6 is anyway. If you've seen 6, it's really like a girl group kind of pop-esque kind of show, but telling a story. And so that's what 7 was. And so as the winner of the mini challenge, Tia got to pick the roles for everybody, assign everybody their roles. And so, yeah. I want to talk about that. How did you feel like Tia did assigning roles? I thought, how do you think was she fair?
I think she was very fair. She took into consideration everything had to say. I think there was really only one sort of conflict. We had the Grande Dame and Gothy, who both wanted a specific part. And Gothy wanted to take it slower. And the Grande Dame says, "You need to go slow."
And Gothy's like, "Do you?
Do you?" Like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh.
But my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the episode was when Tia's like, to be fair, I did you a favor last week, Gothy. So this time, La Grande Dame gets the part.
Absolutely. Tia is like, I'm going to spread the love. I'm going to spread the wealth. And I'm going to give as many favors as I can to everybody. So people know to give me a favor later when I need one. So thank you.
And we know she really wants a favor from La Grande Dame.
Oh, she wants some favors, a few favors from La Grande Dame. And
Can't blame her.
I don't blame her. I'm not mad at it. We'll talk about that again because that's gonna pop up next week as we saw. But yeah, I'm here for it. So she like you said, gave La Grande Dame the part that she wanted, and Gothy ended up getting the last part of the musical, which is a little faster than what she wanted, but she was like, it's fine, I'll do it. Everybody got the parts they wanted. I was like, very fair, Tia. Very fair, very nothing strategic, nothing Machiavellian, nothing evil. It was just
maliciousness.
No maliciousness in that. It's just, here's the part you want. You want that? Okay, you got it. You want that? Okay, you got it. Nobody was really fighting for anything but those two. So they go through and everybody's talking, and Marina's loving this. She's like, this is what I love to do. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to write my own stuff. They had to write their own part. And she's like, but doing it all together live like this is hard. I was like, is it, girl? Is it hard for you? I don't know.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you're going to do fine. We saw you in week 1. I mean, she was not singing live in week 1, but I'm like, surely she can sing live. There won't be any issues with her singing live.
Right.
Speaking of, I always see people online being like, why don't they do live musicals again? Why are they doing recordings, or why are they doing other people's recordings? You know what? I don't care. I don't need them to sing live. I just want the best quality product. And that's usually not them singing live.
Absolutely. I'm about to say, it's probably a reason why they're not singing live, because everybody can't do it. And I would rather have a good performance of somebody doing a good lip sync that's convincing than having somebody singing live, and it's awful. Because if you got bad singing, that brings the whole Rusical down. I don't care what the story is. I don't care what the plot is. I don't care how good anybody else do it. It's gonna be that one person gonna be like, "Oh, see,
Right.
I'm the queen of the world," and that everything after that, I don't want to hear it. I'm done. I'm done. So I'd rather them just lip sync it and make
Exactly.
it good.
And I'm just gonna say it for this particular cast.
Mm-hmm.
The standard is fine.
Yes.
The best person is a fine singer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need them to sing live.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. There was nobody on this cast who was like, boy, they come out singing, they go blow the house down when they sing. Like, no, there's nobody on this cast that is capable of doing that.
No.
So I think what they did was fine. The singing is fine. Everything is fine. It was fine. But we have a conversation with a few people are freaking out. Well, not really freaking out, but like trying to figure out what they want to do, how they want to do it. But then they go to have their recordings and their song with Self-Esteem.
Ooh.
I love that name. I'm just going to say it. I was like, her name is Self-Esteem. That's so cute. That's like so positive. Like, you can't be mad saying her name. Like, you can never be like, man, self-esteem make me sick. Like, who says that? Self-esteem is great.
Yep.
Always.
I wonder how famous she is, because I've
too.
never heard of her.
Me neither.
I'm assuming a lot of these queens have not heard of her. In fact, Grande Dame has said as much on Twitter already. But I did think it was really cute when Hannah was like, we're talking to Self-Esteem about self-esteem, and self-esteem really helped us with our self-esteem. I was like, okay.
I mean, because when self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem,
She does.
but when self-esteem, self-esteem, period. So,
and you know what?
About it.
She was really good with her mentoring. She really steered everybody in the best direction possible.
Mm-hmm.
The one that stood out the most was Marina. Marina was having a rough time. And I was like, oh, I thought you were going to be so good at this, Marina. But she definitely was like, why don't you just try rapping it? And you can throw in a little bit of singing as well. And then it was much better. Much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
But like she did that with, and I thought she did that really good with Grande Dame as well, because Grande Dame with her French accent and trying to say as many words as she was trying to say, she was getting tongue tied and twisted. And it was kind of garbled. It was kind of
couldn't understand her.
Couldn't understand anything she's saying. She was like, and I was like, what is she saying? She was like, what you
That sounded exactly like Mayhem in the talent show in her first All-Star season. Go back and watch it. That's what Lana, you just sounded like.
But she's just like, take out a few words. She said, because your accent is thick, but we need to understand you. But we don't want to take away from the French in you. So we just take out a couple words, slow it down a little bit, and enunciate. And she was just, and I was like, that's literally all you have to do. Like, it was so good. I was like, she's so good. She's mentoring them just the perfect way. Because like everything that she said, I was saying, I was like, she needs to lose some words. Oh, she needs to rap this and like throw in some songs. Oh, you're good, but you need to sing with confidence. And like that's what she told Tia. Like Tia was like, I'm not queen of the world. The world. I'm like, no. How you gonna say something like I'm running the world?
So timid.
Yeah, timid. I'm running the world. Who are you running? You ain't running nobody. You gotta have strength. And it was so good at everything she said to everybody. I was like, that is so good. That's good advice. I loved her. She was one of the bright spots of this episode. I was like, she's good. They need her back. I don't care in whatever fashion they need her back because she's really good.
Bring her back every season for UK. She can always mentor for these specific type of challenges.
Absolutely. She's so good. I'm going to have to start a Twitter campaign. Bring back self-esteem. Love her.
People will not understand. They're going to be like, yeah, we all need to have self-esteem.
Right.
We all need self-esteem. Come on.
And that
Lana.
way she will get more traction and Rue will have to keep bringing her back because everybody wants self-esteem. Yes. But anyway, so then we go to choreography because they have to come up with their own choreographer, their own choreography. As Tia said, they use all their budget on self-esteem that they don't have any choreographers, so they have to do it themselves. And each of them choreographed their own specific part, which I thought was cute. Some were more successful than others. Some people needed more help than others, but I thought overall the choreography part was fine. It was what we expect. A little bit of what we're doing. Oh, okay. All right. Scarlet thought Hannah was trying to saboteur her because she's like, I don't think she want to understand what I'm saying. It's really simple and basic steps I'm giving her. And Hannah's like, what? What do you want to do?
It did seem simple though.
It really did seem simple. I was like, Hannah, baby, turn and walk. Not over, walk, sashay, and turn. Like she wasn't telling you to do an 8 count like a hot top. She was just saying turn. And Hannah was like, what do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? Wait, do I turn here? Do I go there? Like,
there was a part where they were like walking in a circle and she like missed it and then she just started running after them. I was like,
she was like, oh yeah. I was like, girl, relax. It was funny. But everybody did pretty good. Gothy needed a lot more help. Gothy was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I was like, okay, what if we do this? Oh, okay. And what do we do this? Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, this is what I like. I like the sisterhood of it all. Everybody was like, we go help out because at the end of the day, they wanted to look good.
Agreed. I like the reference to the Gothy Kendoll, like the thing looking left to right in her choreography. I was like, oh yeah, that's smart. But yeah, I thought overall this part was, they spent a lot of time on this part. And I was like, do we really need to spend so much time on it? But it was fine.
Yeah, we had to see everybody attempt choreography, I guess. But next day, in the workroom, everybody coming in, it's time to get ready. We had a few conversations. The big main conversation was Tia talking to Hannah, and they were talking about her mom and her first season, how her mom was sick. Tia was like, I came into that competition with a lot on my mind. My headspace wasn't right. I was constantly worried. My mom was sick. She had gotten sick right before. And my dad pretty much became her full-time caregiver. And it was just so bad. And he said, and I think they were like, for Christmas, she couldn't go see her mom because COVID prevented them from being together. And she was like, and that was the last Christmas that she was alive. And so they had, it was just very sad. And that was a moment where she's like, my mom never got to see me on the show. She said my dad didn't even get to watch the show because he was so busy taking care of my mom. Nobody watched. And it was just a hard time. It's like, and so to get the call to come back, it was kind of like versus validating that people wanted her to come back. And then that everybody, like, her mom had passed 6 months prior to them recording this. Yep. And she was like, but her and her dad had gotten closer since then. He's watched the show and they watched it together. And it was just a lovely, she's in a better headspace. And she came into this competition like, it's not about winning, losing, or whatever. It was more of just having a good time, enjoying this moment where she's in, and she feels much freer now.
Yeah, this was an interesting conversation. We see our Emmy moment conversations in basically all the episodes of Drag Race, and this one felt very unique to me because usually it's like, okay, it feels like very like producer initiated, like, here, talk about this, and people are just very articulate with whatever they're talking about. But this felt so intimate. It was just the two of them. The camera was so close up on them. Tia was talking very softly, like she was not talking for the room. She had a lot of pauses in her sentence. It just felt like a very real and, I don't know, kind of painful conversation to have. So yeah, my heart really went out to her. Honestly, I thought of you, Lana, when she was talking to, because I know, well, I don't know if you're comfortable
No,
talking.
I'm comfortable.
Okay, yeah, I know that you've experienced loss as well with parents. So yeah, like, this was just a very touching conversation. I have not experienced that. I've had a time where my mom had leukemia. She was very close. She was very close to going. Luckily, she's been cancer free for 6 years now. But yeah, it's a hard conversation to have on TV, and I respect her for being so vulnerable.
Absolutely. It's definitely not a hard conversation, especially it's 6 months. Like, it was 6 months before ago when she was talking about this. And so it's still fresh and it still hurts. Like, it hurts me now talking about it. Years. And my mom's been gone since 1999. So it's been years. But like, I have so much respect for her. I have so much respect for her. And I'm so happy that she was able to, this coming back to the show is able to give her the validation that she needs, number one, as a drag queen, but also it gives her the distraction that she needs, so she's not only focused so much on the loss, but can celebrate in the life. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we get so focused on the loss, we don't realize and celebrate the life that we get to experience with them. So,
yep. And I want to give credit to Hannah for just listening, because sometimes that's all you need to do, is just shut up and listen. And that's what she did. So I really appreciated that too.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just want to talk, and sometimes you just need to be that listening ear. So after that was it. I think we go right to the runway. I'm not as fast as Logan. I'm not as fast as Logan. So hold on, I'm gonna do it again because I feel like it.
We need longer music, apparently. We need the
all right, we need the laughter. I couldn't remember which one we used. I was like, which one do we use? But here's our judges. Rue, again, with these short dresses, winking at us. I see you, Rue. I was like, all right. Okay. Michelle Visage is wearing a wig that I hope she never wears again.
Yeah. And where's the gray streak?
Like, not a fan of this look.
Nah, not her best look.
Not her best look. Rue looks good. Self-esteem. Give us the Cheetah Girls. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for the Cheetah Girls, and then the big cheetah corset print. Like, it's not the same cheetah print, but
right. That's not my favorite part, but I like everything else.
I think if she would have gave us just a silver or the bronze corset without the spots, it would work. And Graham looking dapper as ever.
For sure.
For sure.
It looks like some of her cheetah has like spread onto it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I looked up like, is it cheetah print too? It work. It is the girl group of 7. Let's just talk about it, David. I think we should go down the line of the girls and we could talk about what we thought of their performance. Or do we want to go in order of performance?
We can go down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with La Grande Dame.
Yeah, I thought the Grande Dame was good. I did think that when she was not doing her own part, where she was in the background,
Mm-hmm.
it felt a little bit low energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was going for like sultry in
Yeah.
her performance, like smooth and sultry. But it did at times look lazy. But I thought her verse was so much better than it was in the rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
She was definitely she was one of my favorites with her specific verse.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, she was good.
Yeah, I think overall, I agree with you. Overall, she was good. I do agree that when she wasn't the feature, she was giving, but I feel like she was trying to give us like supermodel, like I'm too cool for school, posh spice, if you will. Like I give you the bare minimum because I'm too good to, like
Mhm.
that whole I'm so cool, I'm so sweet. Da, da, da. Like you never saw Posh Spice going with Spice Girls. She was like la 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 la. So I think she was giving us that, but I kind of liked it. But I do think a little more energy. Like you don't have to be full out to give that energy. You can be still doing that, but give a inner energy that just oozes out. But it was good. I think she always looks amazing. Like those legs, just stupid, just great. I think she did good though. I enjoyed her performance.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Then we have Scarlet here.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet had all the energy that Le Grandem was lacking. When I think of Scarlet, like just looking at all 3 seasons she's been on, I think she's kind of a jack of all trades. Like she's good at everything. She's solid. Um, she's never like the top tier, like most amazing at anything, but she's just very reliable. And she's been so reliable this season too. Like she's consistently right up there.
Mm-hmm.
So this performance was very good. The only thing is I'm not crazy about her singing voice. It's like a little kind of whiny for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were talking to her and they're like, she was like, believe it or not, I'm not a Broadway girl. Maybe I should be. I'm like, Hollywood's a good lane for you. Stick with that. But this was not bad by any means. I still thought she did really well.
You are so shady. You are so shady. I thought Scarlett did really good, and I agree. She is very reliable, very consistent, very solid in pretty much everything she does. I haven't seen Scarlett be like, "Oh, that," in this season. I don't know much about all hers, but I've never seen Scarlett in this season be like, "Ooh, that was horrible." Like she definitely needs to be in the bottom. But I hadn't seen a whole lot. I've seen a few where it's like, "Oh, that was good." Like I can see a universe where she can be in the top. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I can see a universe where she can be at the top. She's been good. She's been good, and I disagree about the singing voice. I thought her singing voice is fine, and I think her singing voice is good, and she's teachable. So I think if she decides to do Broadway, she can get taught to get that whiny part out of
Yeah.
her. Because I agree, the whininess is there, and she's like, like it's kind of like okay, girl.
Or even lean into it and like do like a character voice,
Yeah. I think she is somebody who could be taught, but I thought she was really good. And then, for me, she was in my top 3. And I'm very back and forth between if she was second or third, because it's a clear number 1. But she was really good. I was impressed. She was on pitch. She hit her marks. When she wasn't the focus, she was still giving us the energy that we needed. So I wasn't mad at her. Like she didn't fade away from me when she wasn't the focal point. So I wasn't mad at her.
Fair. Okay, well, speaking of clear number 1, let's talk about clear number 1 plus 6. Let's talk about Gothy.
So shady. Oh my God.
Sorry. No, but what I will say is when Gothy did her verse, I was kind of impressed. I was impressed. I thought she sounded good. Like, honestly, she sounded better than a lot of them, just in her delivery vocally. Now, the problem is everything else. She was definitely struggling to keep up with everybody else. She was missing a lot of choreography. there were times where she was running across the stage to get to her spot. And it's like, okay, I felt bad for her. But with all that said, she still did a lot better than I expected, because I've just come to expect like her to no, okay. See, you said I sound shady, so I'm just like, how do I say this without sounding
You just have
shady?
to say it sometimes.
I just expect her to be like
bad.
consistently the worst in
Mhm.
basically
In this
every
group.
challenge. Yeah. So I mean, she was the worst, but not as bad as I expected. So good for her. Good for her, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. Okay, and I want to say this. I have been struggling every week to be like, who does Gothy remind me of? Why does this person seem so familiar to me? And it hit me today when I was watching it. Something about the way Gothy's mannerisms are, when Gothy was talking in the confessionals, and I was like, oh, I know who they remind me of. Lewis Thorpe.
Oh.
Because Lewis does that nervous laughter when they're talking to like, and Gothy does that. And it's that nervous laugh. And then when they're like, I mean, I don't know. I was just like, you remind me of Lewis. Why do you remind me of Lewis?
And if any of you don't know who Lewis is, go check out the Cup ESC and you'll see Lewis.
You'll see Lewis a few times over there. You'll see Lewis a few times on the wrestling channel that we do.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis pops up from time to time on some of these shows. So he's on the Cup panel. So, but back to Gothy though.
Well, speaking of comparison, before you move on, but I don't know if you remember, but the very first episode of the Traders UK, I had a note in my notes, and Logan swiped in and stole it from me. But I had a note that Harry reminded me of a gay Gothy Kendoll.
Like, you did say that.
So I don't know if you can see that. Like, I think there's some similar features.
Yeah, because I thought Harry reminded me of Lewis too.
Oh, okay.
It was just like, I said, maybe all the Brits just do that. They just do that. I don't know. But Gothy, back to Gothy, I thought, here's my thing. I have a catch-22 with Gothy because I know the performance wasn't great. But her verse was good. And she delivered her verse good. The rest of it kind of fell apart. But it fell apart in the most endearing way. Like, it was bad. And I agree with the judges when they said it. I was like, absolutely, because why did I still like her? That I didn't understand why I still liked her. I was like, I don't know why I still like Gothy in this performance and why I didn't hate it as much. You know, was it bad? Yes. Did she deserve to be at the bottom? Absolutely. But in my universe, I could see where she wasn't. And I'm like, or I could see if the judges just made the decision and not the queens to not send her home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she was so endearing. And even if she would have played, like, I would have been like, that was my character. I wanted to be the ditzy one who didn't know anything. And I was like, like, she played it so endearing. Like, she could have gave up and it could have been so defeatist and so, like, hard to watch. She made her messing up easier and more endearing to watch. And so I appreciated that. It wasn't the greatest performance. She was missing choreography. But if she would have just leaned into that character and be like, I did all that on purpose. That was my choreography, to not be on track with the rest of the girls, because I'm not. It would have been so funny, but I thought she was endearing. But was she the worst of the group? She should have been in the bottom too. But I still enjoyed her performance, Gothy. I thought her verse surprised me.
Agreed. Well, next we have Marina Summers. The moment she was number one. She was number one very clearly for me. I thought her verse was significantly better once she rapped it. She still did add in some of the singing. Was the singing good? It was fine. It wasn't great. But luckily she didn't do that much, so that was smart. But the best part about Marina is throughout the entire performance, no matter who was doing a verse, she was stealing my attention. She was
Mhm.
hitting the choreography so hard. She's just a born like pop star in performance.
Mhm.
And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all because I saw her in her season, and she's just so charismatic when it comes to anything performance. So as soon as I heard what the challenge was, I'm like, okay, Marina's winning and who? And even after this challenge, it was like Marina's winning and who?
Right. She's just good. She knows what she's doing. It was just good. It was good from the beginning to the end. Like you said, she kept the attention regardless. From the moment that spotlight hit her, she said, Marina. I was like, oh, this girl is going to eat this up. And she just continued. And like I said, even when the spotlight and the focus wasn't on her, she drew my eye. And I was like, okay, stop looking at Marina. Somebody else is singing. Stop looking at Marina. Somebody else is singing. It was just really good. She was born to do this. This is what she was born to do. She is a performer and she's good at it. And I think her outfit is the best for me. I ain't gonna lie. I think she had the best outfit. We ain't talking about everybody else's outfit, but I think her outfit was so eye catching.
Oh yeah,
I loved it.
I like that wig on her too.
Yeah. That Ariana Grande. I love a good ponytail flip where you can whip it. Oh, so good. But yeah, she was great. Clearly on top.
Yeah. Well, next up we have Hannah Conda, and hers was so different than everybody's else because it was like almost like a clown performance. Like it was the comedy section of the performance, and it fits her. Like she's really good with comedy. It was just a little jarring for me, and not because of her. It was just the tone shift. And I'm not familiar with Six, so I don't know if there's a big tone shift between performers like that.
Not like that. Not especially in the number where they like open the number where they do it like this.
Yeah.
Not like that.
That's fair. But yeah, she was good. I really liked the shade she threw about the winner of her season not wearing pants. Oh, you need to see the design challenge in the first episode of her season. The winner was in the bottom two and had a pretty, it was a rough design look. But it was like a corset right at the bottom and legs. But yeah, I thought she was good. She was very solid. Like honestly, most of them were like at a very solid level. I think Hannah was probably pretty in the middle for me.
I agree. I that was the only complaint I had about the Rusical is the way they changed the tones of each. Like I understand you're trying to get the parts and change the tones and have everybody have different tones, but I feel like they didn't match them up well. Like I think the clown thing probably could have been at the end, and then it could have been that what Gothy, like her and Gothy should have switched, and then it'd be like then boom. Back into the pop part would have been a little less jarring than going from Marina's I'm like, wait, no, that's a little. I just think the placements of how they placed the songs or the verses was a little off-putting. But I thought Hannah's verse itself was good. It matched what she was there to do. It was funny. I liked how she choreographed it with the going into the pop, pop. I thought that was very cute. I love that. I thought it was a good performance. I thought she was clearly in the middle. I like her little skirt though. I ain't gonna say I like her little outfit though. It's giving me sexy jester. Like, I don't know if she meant for that to happen, but it's giving me a sexy clown jester. And I love that because she had the comic verse. I thought it was very fitting.
Do you like her wig?
I love her wig.
Okay, I wasn't crazy about it.
I like the wig. I'm a fan of the three style anyway, but I thought it was good. I think she was trying to seriously go for the clown-ish moment. She didn't need it, but it was good. I like that.
Well, next up we have Choriza May. I actually think Choriza could have done well with the comedy part because she's so funny, and she did lean into the humor in her verse. I'm not sure it all landed, And it was kind of hard to understand her in points because her accent was so thick in this verse. So that was kind of what detracted for me. But overall, I still thought she was pretty good. I guess it makes sense that she would be in the bottom two, just looking at everybody here. But really, I don't think she should have anything to be ashamed about with this. I really think Choriza is a very solid queen. And it's kind of sad that she's like not getting as much accolades in this group, and it's tough because there's such strong competition, but there have been times where I thought she was really, really close to the top. So I love Choriza.
I do. I think she's great. And here's my thing. I feel like everybody who has been or is still on this season, they called you back for a reason. So you know you're good. It's just I hope nobody walks away from this where their placement is or the credit that they're receiving or not receiving, saying that ranks them as how good of a queen they are. Because like, just because you're not getting the highest praise from the judges every week doesn't mean you're a bad queen. It just means you had a bad moment. And I think Choriza is very solid and a very good queen. I feel like the nerves got to her at the beginning because her verse was a really good verse. I'll say that. Her verse was a good verse. It was the delivery of the verse that kind of just threw it off a little bit. But I think that was nerves being first, trying to set the tone, how, all of that. But I thought her verse itself was a really good verse. It was one of my favorite verses as far as lyrics wise, but the performance of it just fell a little flat. But I thought she did good. Overall, it was good. Solid.
Well, last we have Tia Kofi. So I think Tia had some of the most memorable lines in her verse. She definitely like leaned into her branding very well. She was very solid here. Her singing was strong, at least compared to most people. But I did have some issues with her. So this is not her fault. I don't know how she can fix it, but she's naturally like kind of lanky and awkward. So I think when she does her choreography, it comes across a little awkward compared to most of the other girls in the cast. But I still think she did as well as she could with the choreography. The other thing that I would like to see kind of an adjustment from Tia is when she's singing, I feel like she's taking her singing very seriously, which is great. But Tia, the character, what I get in the workroom, what I get in every challenge, except when she's singing, has like this kind of goofy edge to it. So her lyrics were goofy, but just the delivery of it, I just wanted to see a little bit more sass and like, I don't know, it just felt a little too like serious for me. I don't even know how else to say it. Like, I want your lyrics, which are funny, to match your delivery a little bit better. So I think that's the only thing she could have done to really improve this. But overall, very solid as well.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like when she lip syncs, it gives her a freedom to do that, and it gives her the freedom to be like, and be more on brand. But I think she was focusing so much on singing live, making sure her pitch was right and making sure, because I know for me, that's me. Like if I'm lip syncing, I can be like, it'd be weird. Yep. But when I'm singing, I got to focus on make sure my pitch is right, make sure I'm singing the lyrics right. And I'm just like, make sure I get this run that I want to put in there right. If this run will go, well, I can't do it now because I ain't got no voice. But I want to, you got to make sure that it's, and I think, like you said, she takes it very seriously because that's what she does. Like Tia got songs out. So she really wants to be taken seriously as someone who can put out a record. And so I think, and I agree with you, but I wish her lyrics matched the attitude behind it. But I think it's just because she's taking it very seriously singing live. Her lip syncs are never like that because her lip sync, she can always give us the Tia Kofi brand that we're accustomed to. But when she was trying to sing live, she's like, I got to focus. I just got to focus, sing my part. And then I get back into the Tia character when I'm doing a lip sync part.
Right.
So I agree. But I thought she did really well. I thought, and her choreography, is it a little awkward because she's tall and lanky? Yeah, absolutely. But that's what something tall people have to overcome if they want to be taken, seriously as a dancer. I don't know if she's there yet, but yeah, I thought she did really well. She was in my top 3. She was definitely in my top 3. One of the better performers. Like I said, lyrics, I remember words. I remember her verse. So that's something. When I could sit here and be like, remember what she said, bing, bang, ball. I can remember the things that she was saying. So I thought it was really good. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good Rusical. I understand the nature of it with 6. So I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and before we started recording, I said it's not my favorite Rusical, and it wasn't because of the quality of the queens. It was more, I think I just like Rusicals that are narratives, and this was not a narrative at all, not even close. And I'm not familiar with 6, so that's how it is, I guess. And maybe I would appreciate it more if I had seen 6 before. But after talking it out, before we came on here, I was like, okay, I know who my number 1 was and I know who my number 7 was. But now I do think I would probably have had Marina and Scarlet in the top 2 with Tia high. And then Choriza and Gothy, I think, would be my bottom 2. And honestly, I'm like, who would be my low between Hannah and the Grande Dame? I don't, neither of them. They both are safe.
They're both safe. Yeah. Absolutely. So we move to the category is Logan said when I grow up, but it was glow up. Right?
Oops.
I guess Logan thought it was when I grow up, but I thought it was when I glow up, but it doesn't matter.
Is that why there's a plant there? Is the plant growing? Oh, Logan, that's precious.
That's very precious. If this was the right category, this would be great.
It would be.
This would be perfect. I'd be like, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a firefighter. But this was not the category. The category is when I glow up. But this could be the glow up part, the sun.
Yep. And I was like, when I heard this, I was like, what is when I glow up? Is that going to be like another redemption? Haven't we seen that already this season? But then I'm like, oh no, that was España. Watching so many different seasons. It's hard.
So many Drag Race shows. A lot. It tricks you. But we're going to go up first. It's Tia Kofi. Her original is here. If you're watching, if you're on Spotify, I'm sorry, you won't see that. But we have the original picture and then her glow up.
Yeah, this is a significant improvement. I really like the wig with the pointy part. She's giving me kind of a kaiju type of character here. Yeah, I think her body looks really good. The wings are really cool. I don't know that I look at it and I immediately see pterodactyl, but that's okay. I do think I wish her arms were more incorporated into the wings. Yeah, and maybe a little bit more padding, but overall I thought this was very solid.
Yeah, you say that every week about Tia. You want her to pad. Tia don't pad. She just ain't doing it. She don't do it. We just got to get over it. She ain't doing it.
I always wish she does.
You wish, but she ain't doing it. But yeah, I thought this was beautiful. I was looking at the original and I was like, oh yeah, there's definitely a glow up from the original. I love the wings. Yeah, I would love her arms to be incorporated in wings too, so it looks more like an extension of her. But I love this. I love the gold breastplate thing with the pointy horns coming up. I love this wig. Her makeup is beautiful. I love the bodysuit. I think it's so pretty and just, I'm a fan of this. I think the glow up happened and Tia has been glowing up since she got here, and this is beautiful. I'm a fan. Scores.
I gave it an 85.
I gave it a 96.
Okay. And Logan gave it an 87.
Oh, look at me being the nice. Up next, we have Scarlet Envy.
Scarlet. So I want to give some context for this look. Her original look was actually a design challenge look. And I remember people were super skeptical about it as she was making it in the workroom, but I actually kind of liked the original. With that said, when she has a designer actually making it, it looks so much better. It looks so much better. This is really cool. Yeah, like her whole inspiration, the first look was Creature from the Black Lagoon, and you totally get that here. It's so pretty though. Like, I don't know. The only thing is I kind of wish the mask was kind of blended into her face, maybe with some prosthetics, because it does kind of just look like she's wearing a mask. But overall, I think she looks really, really good.
I know Scarlett's right. Like, I can't do prosthetics. What you looking at? What you think I am? What MUA you think I am? I can't be doing all that. No, I'm gonna put this mask on and call it a day. But I love this. I thought it was so good. And if this is the vision she wanted the first time around, okay. Because this is stunning. It's giving me very like Creature from the Black Lagoon, but Creature from the Black Lagoon in modern times and with a little edge and hip hop to them, like a little hip hop edge to it. Like that jacket, what? Like I could see somebody walking down the street wearing that jacket. Like what? Like that's the Creature from the Black Lagoon in 2023 in the streets of New York. Like I could see. I love it. I'm a fan of this. I thought it was really good. And I didn't think, I'm looking at her design challenge. I don't think that was a bad look either.
No, it wasn't.
Scores.
I gave it a 92.
I also gave it a 96.
Okay. And Logan gave it a 95.
Again, I'm the nice one. Up next is Hannah Conda.
So I actually thought the original was very cute. Like it's not like a groundbreaking look, but I thought it was very solid. So I like the new look, but I like it in a different way, not a better way. It's definitely a lot more fabric, as I think Michelle pointed out. It's just so different. Like you kind of lose the buckle theming. I mean, it's still there, but you don't see it as much as you do in the original. I don't know that I love the wig. I get that she's kind of going for like she said the I don't know if I can say that word, the lesbian word, the D word,
Lesbians on bikes. Yeah.
lesbians on bike. You get that as the inspiration here, but I don't know. It's kind of on par with the first look for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this look. I thought it was like I would wear this look somewhere if I could. Like it's one of those things like, yes, I feel very hardcore badass in this, in this leather jacket and I feel tough in this and it's cute. I like it, but I'm like, is it such a glow up from the first one? More fabric, sure. She looks good. She looks pretty. Like her face is stunning in this. I love her face in this. I love the hat, and I think it looks good. I just don't know if it's like super groundbreaking or anything, but it's good. Still good. Scores.
I gave it a 77.
I gave it 87.
Okay, and Logan gave it a 70.
Okay. I am just super nice. I hope all of you queens are watching this. It's me. Gothy Kendoll.
Yeah. When she first came out, I remember she only had 2 looks to choose from. So when she came out, I'm like, this is the same as it originally looked, isn't it? And then they showed it, and I'm like, oh no, it's definitely not the same. But you can definitely see the same character, and it's Queen Elizabeth, so it makes sense. I don't know. I think she could have gone harder with this. Like it's still like pretty but understated for me. So I don't know. I feel like she definitely could have had a better final look here.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what else could she do to Queen Elizabeth? Like what else could she do? Because this is quintessential Queen Elizabeth II. Like this is what she would wear. I think if she would have like maybe, but I'm sure she don't want to be disrespectful to the Queen, especially since she passed recently. But I would have kind of like dragged it up and like been like, I'm Queen Elizabeth II, and snatch off that dress, and it's like a little, the bottom half is gone, and it's like, I'm sexy Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. Maybe that's too much, but I think she looks pretty. I think she looks very pretty, and I get the character, and it makes sense for the character. Because it's not a real character, the person. This is a real person we're talking about. So it makes sense for the person. And it is the queen. And I'm sure she highly respects the queen. So I'm sure she didn't want to do anything to disrespect the queen. So
right.
That's good.
Well, I gave it a 68.
70.
Logan gave it a 73.
Okay. Marina Summers.
Yeah. I had no idea what she was going to do because I'm like, she really didn't have any misses on the runway. We talked about this earlier because that first look was so good. But she somehow made a way to make this so good. Some people are calling it one of the best looks ever on Drag Race. I've seen people say this is like a coronation, like step down look. And I totally see that. And I really like that she's kind of giving her like the fish branding this season, the actual fish, not the word that we should not use anymore. But yeah, I thought she looked stunning. I was like amazed when she walked out in this. It's just so pretty, and what a great usage of tool. Like the effect of having the tool shooting out there is, yeah, like, well, or even like fins. That's what I like. It's so pretty. Her face, everything. Like this is like kind of like a finale look for me.
Yeah. She's so freaking stunning. Like this is the one and only look on this runway this week. That's all that made me go, I literally gasped and watching her, and I was just so mesmerized when she was walking down the runway. And yes, the look that she gives, that she does, is so hypnotizing and it's inviting. When it's like,
I can't do it.
I'm like, I'm following her face. I'm like, oh, she's so dang stunning. And I've seen this first look, and I thought her original look was so gorgeous. I was like, well, that's amazing. How are you going to improve amazing? Oh, like this, making it super amazing, making it perfection. She took greatness and made it perfection. That's what I say about it.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say it, like, sure, it will make me sound biased, but I am going to be devastated if she doesn't win this season. Devastated.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we know how good she is, but we also know that good queens don't always win. True. Just because they're good and they're doing so well doesn't mean they're going to win, especially with the way this is set up.
True.
It's just, but this is so good.
She can pull a Jimbo and come back and be on All Stars 11 in the US.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Scores.
I gave it a 99.
There's no way I'm not giving up. I'm not going to hold back on a point for nothing. This is perfection.
And Logan also gave it a full cup.
Duh. I'll say it for Logan. Duh. David, I don't know why you just won't join us and give us that point.
I know it was very tempting, but then I think about that lava look. I'm like, I just like the lava look better. So gotta have a way to distinguish the two. So 1 point.
1 point. Come on, David.
I'll consider it.
Look into her eyes and tell me you don't want to give her that point. Look into her eyes. Okay.
Maybe later.
All right.
I reserve my right to change my mind.
You do. I tried, Marina. I tried really hard. Okay. Miss Choriza May.
Yeah, this was another one that I'm like, is this an improvement? I had to really ask myself that, because the first look is like, it's fine, but there's some really unusual things going with the second look. I what I said to my roommate when we watched it is, I think the glow up look has more of a distinct point of view. So I'll give it credit for that. But is it a point of view that I like? I don't think it is. But I do like that she didn't play it safe here. The hat is a nice touch. I like it. Like, this feels like so like best whorehouse in Texas, whatever it's called. Best little whorehouse in Texas. Is that what it's called? Okay. Like, I could feel her being a character in that. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a decent look. It's just not my kind of look.
Yeah, it's alright. I wasn't impressed by it when it came out. I wasn't like blown away. I saw the original. I was like, I mean, the original was alright. This is alright. I don't know if it's a glow up, but it's
a glow sideways.
Huh?
A glow sideways.
It's right. It's two different outfits with two different points of views, I think. But I wouldn't consider it a glow up. It's alright though. It's Scores.
I'll give her a 70.
I gave her a 69.
Okay. Well, Logan gave her a 70.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and nice.
And Le Grande Dame. You stupid.
Yes. So I remember this first condom look. I appreciate her sense of humor so much. I did not love the first look. So I do appreciate that she did this and improved it, and she definitely improved it. She said it was over 2,000 on Twitter. She said it's 3,000 condoms. That's an insane amount of detail and effort here. This is so cool. It's so cool. Like, and I don't even know that I look at it and like, wow, that's a beautiful look, but just the amount of effort is just so impressive. She still looks really good, and I loved her little hands out there and her clapping and them getting a close up of that. But I just love her. Like, if Marina doesn't win, I want it to be her.
I just don't even know what to say about Le Grande Dame in this outfit here. It's so stupid and ridiculous, but in the best way possible. It's making me appreciate her so much. And I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of her in this, and the detail and how much time and effort and work she put into this. It's so stupid. It's not the most like, oh my God, it's so fashion. We're so used to seeing her in so fashion that it's likes to see her in so funny, but in the best way funny. Like, it's not funny like, oh, it's just funny just to be funny. It's not campy just to be campy, but it's good funny. It's good camp. And to go from that first look of a used condom to this huge penis with all these condoms, it's so crazy. It's so ridiculous. I don't know if we go get in trouble for this, but it looks, I don't really care. It's so good. It's so good. I thought it was funny. That was funny. Scores.
I gave it a 95.
I gave it a 97.
Okay. And Logan gave it a full cup.
Well, full cup to you, Legrand. Period. So, I forgot. We got to change that back.
Ooh, I love this one. This was one of my favorite looks of the night.
Absolutely. I appreciate it much more than anything. But we get the results. Everybody's on stage, and they're getting a lot of good feedback. A lot of good feedback in this. It was pretty clear what the judges thought about all of this. I don't think the feedback was like, we kind of knew who was tops, who was bottom, just from listening to what they are saying. But the top two were Marina Summers and Tia Kofi. And I was like, you know what?
Fair.
And yeah, I was.
They serve.
Yeah, I was like, that's fair. That's fair. And the bottom two was Gothy Kendoll and Choriza May.
Definitely fair.
Deserve.
Unfortunately, yeah. I didn't want to play the other one. That was too long. But yeah, I was like, yeah, kind of deserve. So we they go to the back and they're going to discuss some things. Gothy, her approach was kind of different from last week, which I appreciated. Last week, she felt so defeated and defeatist. Her attitude was very defeatist. And she was just like, I don't know. This week, she was like, you know what? I had fun. And even my negative comments weren't as negative as the ones before. And I had fun with this. And I feel like I'm getting into it. I feel like I've opened up to the point where I could, do better, see myself. Like she actually saw herself doing better in the competition. She was just like, I can actually see me doing well and doing better. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good attitude, because sometimes last week I didn't think she felt it. She felt like it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know if I can do better. I don't know if I have anything left in me. I don't know what I got. This week she was like, I can actually see myself doing better. And I think Marina and Tia both felt the difference when they were talking to Gothy. I think they both felt like maybe she finally see it.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny. I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, you've been in the bottom twice before, and these are the two people that saved you both times.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, I did agree with Gothy that the critiques really were not that harsh. Like they could have gone way harder on her. It almost reminded me of All-Star 7, which was an all winners season. It kind of reminded me of the critiques from that season, because they were never like super harsh with anybody, because they're all winners. So I felt like they were kind of giving her kids gloves with their critiques for her, which is fine. Like, I mean, how can you be mean to this person? You know?
Right.
But yeah, I do think that Choriza pled her case as well as she could. To, I mean, she spoke about her track record being better. It speaks for itself. I don't think she was trying to like bury Gothy with her tactics of trying to stay. So I appreciated that.
I agree. But we go out for the lip sync, and it is going to be a song from Self-Esteem. And I was like, ooh, Marina versus Tia. This is going to be good, because both of them can put on a good lip sync. I was excited to see it.
And I was very curious to hear what Self-Esteem was. I was like, I have no idea what your song is going to sound like. So no expectations, and I hope I like it.
And you know what? I did kind of like it
too. It was very different.
It was different. I was like, okay, maybe I'll look into seeing what Self-Esteem is about. Maybe I'll, go pull up her songs and see if it's more that I like, because I think I kind of like this song. It was very heartwarming. It had some moments where it was like, okay, this is strong. This is powerful. And then it had the moments where it was like, okay, bop, 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 bop. And then it had the moments where it was like reflective. You know what I mean? It was a lot of tones.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, there's not a lot of songs that just like really switch up the tone. Like, I think of like Escapism by Ray. I don't know if you know that song, but it was a big hit last year. But this kind of like gave me that same kind of vibe with how it would like go in and out from like going hard to like more like laid back and slow. And I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was vibey.
It was real cool. I love that. I love a song that's gonna take me on a journey, and it's go like, I'm like, okay, because some songs you just dancing the whole time too. Like bop, bop, it's a bop, it's a bop. Some songs it's just slow, and it's like, oh, I'm feeling things. Oh, I'm in my feelings. I'm in my emotions. This song took me through. It was like, okay, I'm bopping, I'm bop. Now I'm feeling some things. Oh, powerful, strong, okay, back to bopping. It was good. It took me through the journey. I liked the song, and I thought Marina and Tia performed the song really good, but different. Like Tia was like in the song performing. I'm straight up letting you know I know the words, and I'm performing. I'm giving you feeling in your face. I ain't gonna do a whole lot of stunting and tricks and all that stuff, but I'm performing. I'm moving the stage, and I'm giving you this, and I'm looking at you, and I'm making you see. I know the song. On Marina, on the other hand, she was just, I'm gonna give you the fuck 4 minutes. I'm gonna whip my hair around, and I'm gonna do it. And she was giving it. I thought it was good. Towards the end, though, I was like, oh, Marina ate this up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marina taking this. Oh, she taking this. Oh, she taking it. And when she said, I was like, ooh, work, mama.
Yeah. So let me start with Tia, because I don't think I quite have the same perspective as you. For me, out of the 3 lip syncs we've seen Tia do in a row this season, this was pretty clearly my weakest from her, and I almost felt like she was not trying to win it.
Possibly.
It just felt a lot lower energy from her than I've seen so far. It almost felt like she just wanted it to be done. I don't think she was bad by any means, but it just felt slightly phoned in. Which, you know what, in this case, I don't mind that, because that gave me all the freedom to just watch Marina. And that's what I did. Like, my eyes just kept getting glued to Marina. She did this amazing thing where her body just somehow like lived out every single beat and every change. And like, she just had the perfect body movements for every little beat of this song, like even like heartbeat coming out. I just was so like in awe. And it's one of those performances, she would do something and I would go, oh, like I would like viscerally be reacting. But it was that end part when she started to lean into that like face shift thing that the judges were just living off of. And as soon as she did that, I started cackling. And then I heard the judges start cackling, and she did it a couple more times. And I was like, oh my God. Here's what I have to say. 2024, my favorite individual lip sync I've seen from anybody this year so far. I loved it.
I mean, she did it. She did what needed to be done.
She ate one down.
I think she ate it up. She ate it up. I won't take anything from Tia. I do think Tia was kind of like, I don't want to make this decision. I've already made this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Let Marina have it. I don't need it. And I think she kind of scaled back, but I also think she was in the moment. She was very much powerful in her, like when it got to the anthem parts, the boom, boom, boom. She was there. She was with it. She was giving it. But I do believe towards the end, she started to realize, hold on, I don't want to win this. I don't want to win this. And I don't. Not that I don't think she was like, she felt like she was beating Marina, but I know she was kind of like, but I don't want a chance. I want her to eat me up so we can move on. And she scaled it back. You can see when she did it, like you could tell in the performance, because she started off like and right in that middle of the section, she said, and it was kind of like, from that point on, she was kind of like, yep, I'm just gonna get slinky arms and shoulders, and I'm gonna step up to the head and stuff. And Marina was like, oh, baby, I'm going to eat this up from the moment I started. And she ate. She continued to just get better and better and better and better. And Tia was like, I'm good, but I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here. Marina can start up here, and she going to keep going up and up and up. It was good. I enjoyed the lip sync as a whole, but I do think Marina just swallowed it, ate it. And then when she said pop, like, baby, it's done. I wiped my hands with you. It was good. Fair. Look, I wouldn't mind losing on the lip sync for the win, baby. That means I was top 2 and I was better than all you. So you can say I lost the lip sync, but I still won. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, she ate it up, and like to no one's surprise, Marina Summers won. She ate.
Born to do drag. Born to be on the stage.
Born to be on the stage.
Deserved.
She was born to do this. And when RuPaul said you were born to do drag, baby, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
But Marina wins, and she pulls out her lipstick, and she has decided to eliminate Gothy Kendoll. And you know what? I think it was right.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, I feel like it was the time. It was Gothy's time. She got to live out what she wasn't able to do the first time she was on. She stayed much longer than she did her first season. She got to do some things she never got to do. And I think I hope she will continue to learn and grow from this. And I think the confidence that she got in this round, I hope it helps. And she'll continue to just grow. And maybe we'll see Gothy Kendoll come back in another All-Star or something and just eat it up because she didn't gain so much confidence. I don't know. But I enjoyed Gothy Kendoll in this.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting choice to bring Gothy Kendoll back. In what this is affirmed for me is I don't know that Gothy is made for Drag Race. I don't know that she has a personality for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a knock on her. Like, I actually really like her personality.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if it's a TV personality.
Yes.
But I'm glad that she lasted a few rounds just so she could have this experience, because you could tell this was like a dream come true for her. And one thing that I really enjoyed about Gothy this season is every time you saw her, like no matter what, every time in the confessionals, on the stage, she always had like the cutest little grin on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when things weren't going her way, she would still talk about it with a smile. And I just found her very endearing as a person. Like, protect Gothy at all costs. And I know I'm saying that as somebody who's critiqued her quite a bit this episode. But I think she's a great human. And yeah, I'm glad she got a second shot. Yeah, and she did it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think Gothy is one of those people. She's a great drag queen, great drag artist. Just maybe not great for Drag Race, like you said, for TV. But if you go to a club and see Gothy, you will enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll enjoy what Gothy brings, and you'll tip her, and she'll put on a great show. But I just don't know if she's ready for TV, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody ain't meant to be, the next Drag Race superstars. Everybody, some of us got to play our role as just a drag queen. We're just a good or great drag queen.
And she did some smack talking to her drag sister Sminty. She said she made it one spot further this time. So we're gonna need she made it one episode further. We're gonna need Sminty to come back for a future All-Star season. Because I think Sminty, she had a rough season, but I think she could do very well on an All-Star season. So I would love to see her back.
Okay, Sminty, you heard it. Get the challenge out. But that is that. We do have to do it, unfortunately. I'm going to get David to give him some time to get ready.
I got it.
We have a draft update.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Lana and Logan lost a person. You all both got Gothy, not by choice, but because she was the only person left in the draft. So now, Lana, you are in 6th place still with 37.5 points. Dawn, I think this is the exact same rankings, honestly. Dawn still 5th place with 41.5. Logan, 4th place with 44.5. Brandon, 3rd place with 54. I'm in 2nd place still with 58. And Anissa's in 1st place with 61. So it's pretty close.
I'm loving the fact that we have all these people in this draft, and only 3 of us or 4 of us have been on this podcast ever, the entire season. Dawn once or twice, and Logan, David, and I the rest of the time. And Anissa and Brandon never, but they're in the draft, and Anissa's winning. Yep. We love that for her.
In fact, I've never done a podcast with Anissa.
Yeah, no. I know you haven't. It's so. Anissa won. Oh, no. It was Brooke. Brooke won the Traders draft that we just talked about. Brooke and myself won the Traders draft, but Brooke wasn't on Traders either. So it's kind of like the winners who are not myself or Logan or David. Probably never been on the podcast, and we talked about that particular draft. But it's okay. It's okay.
And I think I can still beat Anissa because
I think you can. And I think you can. But it's hard because both of y'all got Marina.
True. There's only one person different that we have because we each have 3 people left.
Mm-hmm.
We both have Marina. We both have Hannah Conda. So it really comes down to Scarlet and La Grande Dame because Anissa has Scarlet and I have La Grande Dame.
Oh, I think you could beat her then.
I think I could.
I think you could. I think if the trajectory goes how I think it might go, you probably can take the lead.
It's gonna be close.
Very close. But that's that, y'all. We did it. We're done. You spent this whole hour and a half with us, rather, talking about UK versus the world. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Do it. Do it right now, real quick. You should do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw you do that. Thank you.
I knew that's all it takes. Just do it right now, and it's great. And we'll be back probably next week. No, definitely next week. Same panel. Hopefully, Logan's technical issues will get back together.
Not same panel because I won't be here.
Oh, David will be gone. Yeah.
I'll be traveling.
It'd be that way. But David will be gone. Logan should be back. I'll be here. Maybe we'll have some other people. But we'll be here talking about UK versus the world, episode 6. And we saw the previews. Might be some romance in there. Our 2 bookends, the tall ones. I love them. But we'll see what happens with that. If you're a fan of reality TV, you should go join a Cup TV. Hit that subscribe button over there. We appreciate you. Go do that too. Go ahead. Thank you. And if you're a fan of the Cup ESC, well, Eurovision Song Contest, go join the Cup ESC. Go ahead. We'll wait. I got you. I see. I appreciate you. We appreciate you doing all of that. Hit the notification bell while you're at it so you know when every video drops because it's heating up over there as well as the Cup TV. We got new stuff coming at you, just like we got here. Solo Lamas is coming out here. It's coming in the coming weeks. And we got some more stuff happening. So do all the things. Follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok because we have funny moments and we put them out there. You can follow David and myself as well if you want. And if you keep scrolling, you can get your cup merch, not limited to, but the cup mug. We ship in North America for sure. Internationally, we'll see. So get your cup merch and all of that things and all of that stuff. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you next time. So cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Rawr.
Rawr. I guess they don't